All this trauma, I can't take it. All this karma, coming for you. All this drama, I ain't for it. All this karma, making it.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us over at Nona Production. This is a Nona podcast with co-creators and producers Iba and Nani. Unfortunately, Nani could not make it today. She's super sad and then also excited that we have this incredible, talented, aspiring musician, singer. Oh my gosh! Well, I'm gonna let her talk all about her life experiences as well. But we're super. Hana, welcome to Nona Production. Um,
Thank you for having me on here. Thank you
Absolutely.
for bringing me on this podcast, and I'm really excited. And I'm excited that you're doing this as well. So yeah, basically, I think when I came down to Florida, I think I just had released one song at that point, and I don't think I've grown into an artist yet. So it's very, I guess I still find it like kind of awkward, kind of telling people about my music and just being like, hey, I'm a singer. But yeah, so my name is Hana Canhasi. I have music on Spotify, Apple. I have 3 songs out right now, and working on more as we speak. And I'm just excited to talk about the creative process and everything behind it with you today.
Oh, that's awesome. So, um, when did you actually start singing?
I couldn't give you like an exact timeline, but I would say I remember all the way back to middle school. I had this music teacher who didn't teach like any instruments, but it was just like a class just for music in general. And I remember I would always go to her like after school just to help like with my guitar, and like I was still learning at that time. And I think her class was the first class where she allowed me to, I think it was a Taylor Swift song that I did a cover on. And ever since then I started doing talent shows. And even though I was a really, really shy person, when I would do talent shows in front of like the whole school, I didn't care. And I think at that point, that's how I realized like that's something I've always wanted to do. So I've been singing for a while, but once I got into college, I kind of didn't really, I kind of pushed it aside as not something that would be maybe obtainable. So, but then I got back into, I got introduced into the process of making music, and that's when I started last March. So yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
and
it's
now
been a while.
you're active. I mean, I see, I follow you, so I see everything you're doing.
Mhm.
Um, the you said school, college. Where did you go to college? What's your
Um, yeah, I'm in my final semester at the University of Missouri, so almost done.
doing what though?
Oh, yeah. So I'm studying biological engineering.
See, that's what I
Um,
thought. That's why I'm like, whoa.
it's a very big, like, completely separate things. Um, but I don't know. I think engineering, I just did it because I really like math and I wanted to find a career path that I guess was safe. And music is not really safe. So um,
Save
I don't know.
you mean career wise?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. It's not something like, like our Albanian parents, like they kind of want us to like, they want us to succeed in the best way possible. And uh, like, not that my parents like pushed me towards doing engineering, but the school was always a big thing. So to go to school for like music, for example, wasn't something I ever thought about. So that's why I did engineering, but I still love it. I just love something more now.
And that is absolutely. I mean, these are two different industries that
Hmm.
can work well together, right?
Yes.
So and that's I think that's just it's incredible. I'm super impressed. I don't know if you know this, but I myself am also a musician, and Nani and me, we actually have a music studio here. So we have
Oh.
all the equipment, we have all the recording we do, we play every instruments to include chifteli and diff and tarabuka.
Hmm.
So so that's why I think this is and then this is where it was that instant connection when your family, the whole family, when y'all walked into Tenona, I never forget that. I never forget that because it was special. Obviously, it was super special for many reasons. But then, I think the connection with music as well has brought us
Mm-hmm.
here today.
I know I always remember like when we first met you, it was just kind of like, it was like an energy that it feels like we've known each other for so long.
I
I feel like,
know.
I don't know if it was because we were like fellow Albanians in America,
I don't,
but
and that is part of it, but I believe it is that energy. I believe that we build ourselves in a way that we connect with people instantly. And I'm just all over. I love life. I love people. I have obviously,
mm-hmm.
just like your whole family, a very positive outlook in life as well.
Yeah.
If you said the word safe, you chose you chose your education to be in a safe industry, uh,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously, because for the reasons you mentioned. But I think if Dua Lipa heard you say that music is not safe, or Bebe Reja, I think that would be, or Fatal Matsula, or a lot of my really good friends, Dafina Zichiri. Those are all my really good friends that would have a
Probably.
conversation with you one on one. Okay, the music you do, like tell me about the song Drama. That is one of my favorites right now, and that's what I listen to.
Really.
I
I love it.
every day.
Really. That's yeah. Are you like basically kind of how I find like certain like beats, or just the whole process?
The whole process. Your voice is incredible. I love that
Thank you.
deeper, clean voice. It's exactly what right now is a huge trend, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very nice to the ear. But then, you know, and then your outlook, you and not outlook, you as a persona, your persona, it actually speaks for itself. But then the song Drama, I just want to like, I want to know that process. How did you come up with
Mm-hmm.
with lyrics and the whole performance?
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for supporting that song. I love that song. That was an interesting song to make because I had been working on other music before that song, and I'd planned to release other things, but a bad situation happened with some friends and some like people I used to work with, and that's kind of what inspired the narrative behind the song. And first started with, I was just, a lot of my beats I get from like YouTube, for example. Right now I work with my producer Elliot, but in the past I was just on YouTube, and there was this one beat, the Drama beat. I really liked it, and I had written some lyrics, kind of just explaining, kind of like a journal entry is how I think of when I write. And it's I've said this before, it's like grounding my thoughts, because it was a very weird time during that situation. And it was kind of this mix of that you hear in the song. It's kind of like you're scared because I say like all this trauma, I can't take it. But then also you see you can hear the kind of like sadness and pain in the song and the melodies and just the way it's spoken. Um, and I kind of incorporated that also, like for the process of the cover art, for example, it's very blue, but then you see specks of red light on my hand, symbolizing like the blue is supposed to be the sadness, and the red is the anger that you still feel from someone just kind of turning their back on you. And I kind of like explain that in the verses with like saying about disloyalty. But it was more like I don't know if this is the right word, but like a diss track, kind of, in my opinion. But then people really loved it as just just a song they can listen to every day, and they related to it. But that was kind of the process. That's how it starts with a lot of my music. It's just something occurred, and I want to find what narrative do I want to put into a song. Like, how do I want to say what I'm feeling? And yeah, I think that's pretty much. And then we did like a promo video for it too, which was really cool because one of my best friends, and then my cousin, which you've also met, Arita, she was in it too. And it was cool because they were also involved in
That's your
like
best friend
what.
too. right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, you did. You met her. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forget. Oh my gosh, you met everyone.
Yep, pretty much.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why.
so it was just like it was very fun to make it with them because if you understood what had happened, like what had inspired that song, the video was like, oh, like that's cool. But if people didn't know about the situation, it was just like three girls like walking on and sitting on a chair. But that's pretty much the process of it. It was fun to write for sure.
It takes a creative person to obviously understand, and that's why it is my favorite song. Do you find it hard to explain your thoughts and feelings through a song, or has it been, because I have a feeling the other two songs as well do have, they have to do a lot with you as a
Hmm.
person. So, I mean, do you find it? What are your? I hate to ask this, but what is your thought behind the words that you put out? What do you want
Hmm.
the audience to take away?
I think just I like saying what I have to I kind of like mixing up what was going on in my mind during like a particular situation, like a heartbreak, for example. And I like when I write the song, it's kind of like this is how I interpreted that situation. But when I put the song out, I really like for people to kind of relate to it and see it in a whole different perspective. So, like for drama, for example, how I was talking about a friendship, someone could be talking about maybe actual relationship or the song Deserve. It could go both ways on how you interpret it. And I think what I want people to get out of it is just taking it in their own way. And I want them to, I always say that I want people to feel the emotions of the track in my vocals. So I try to like emphasize that a lot. I remember for my first song, Deserve, the take that everybody has heard, that was actually the first take I did. And I tried multiple times to come back to the song and redo it because I didn't like the vocal performance that much and I still don't. But it was the one that was most raw with the emotion. So we kept it. And I think that's what I want people to take away. And especially not just from the lyrics, but also just the whole process. Like, I want my friends and people who I surround myself with to learn to, it's okay to like reach out and try things that kind of you're curious about. Like if you want to do music or photography, whatever it is. And because I don't want to be like, oh, I learned how to make music. Oh, I'm so cool. Like I want to try to like help people get out of that position I was in with like engineering, for example, how I didn't go after something because I didn't think it was safe. So
Mhm.
that's what I want to take away, I think.
You know, this is so true. And when you say, I don't want people to think that, you're not cool for making music. And I'm glad you mentioned this because I think making music, well, just being out there, a public figure, doing things, being able to express yourself through lyrics, through music. I think this is like one of the, it's not necessarily about being cool. It's actually, you are vulnerable. So, there's a lot,
Yeah.
I can only imagine a lot of emotions. I mean, sometimes Nani and I will sit here in the studio and I will grab the guitar and she'll grab the drums and we'll start playing. And then there's like emotions involved to the point where I'm like, am I even doing this right? And I look at her for
Mhm.
confirmation. And so you are in a tough position, but to be able to pull that, I'm glad you said it, coming from where you come from with an Albanian family, which obviously I know how our parents are, and I know your parents, they're
Mhm.
huge support in what we do. But unfortunately, sometimes, creativity is not what they see as something is going to take off. And
Yes.
so, having that, holding that with you, and then doing your college, getting your degree into an extremely difficult field, by the way. Engineer math, not my thing. Okay.
I cry every day.
So well, then you know what I'm talking about, which is why I don't cry because I chose to do this. I want to go to not engineering. Mine was, I'm always very diplomatic, but to take that and then making this other industry that you obviously have passion for is just it's incredible. You are young, and we're not going to talk about how young you are, but you are young and you are, you know, you're incredible. You have, like I said, you have this persona that is very attractive, you know, outside and inside in the industry of create, you know, of art, you know, as a musician. So I honestly cannot wait to see where you're going to go with this, you know, and I applaud you and I want you to keep pushing forward.
Thank you. Thanks, because I feel like you hit the what do they say, nail on the head with the part about being vulnerable. Like, even some people don't even talk about it. Like, even when I switched producers, just the first session was very like vulnerable. Like, singing to someone, I still don't even like to sing around like my friends, and doing that, I just think singing and overall, or even making music or showing something like playing the guitar or drums, it is very vulnerable, and people, I guess, don't realize that as much. And I think that's what I try to continuously push for, though, because I feel like when you stop being vulnerable, then, or at least personally, when I stop showing transparency, I feel like I lose myself, like, in as being an artist. So
And so that right there shows me, I know for a fact that you're going to be successful, because we are having, you know, there's a lot of incredibly talented and ambitious, you know, young folks, like, you know, young people, women, and both genders,
mm-hmm,
um, that have this ambition and have this passion, but then they don't have and then they have the skills, but then they don't have the social skills, which they lack.
mm-hmm,
So this is also another, you know, one of the biggest reasons why we're doing a podcast, because we're going to be talking about real talk, raw, real talk. This conversation we have not practiced, right? I did tell you I'm going to send you the questions, which I was that was just a bluff, because, you know, we don't do well. This is the questions that I want to do with you.
yeah.
So I want to take this time, and Hana, thank you so much for your time. I look forward, like I said, I look forward to you coming to here. Look forward to actually making some music with you. Look forward to question you a little bit more in, you know, in person, because we
Mm-hmm,
do have another section here to Nona that we actually do live interviews with, you know, with different folks. Um,
mm-hmm.
do you have anything for the audience, for all the followers that we got going on? Anything that you just kind of want to close this?
I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed talking a little bit about creativity in general. And if you want to do something but you're scared to do it, you should do it. This is your sign.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it. You're incredible. What we're gonna do is, once we hang up here, I'm going to actually add drama, a little bit of a clip from drama and other songs as well, so we can see, you know, so
Okay.
people know, the ones who don't know, they're gonna know real quick that, you know, who Hana is. All righty.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, take care, Hana. We'll see you.
Bye. See
Bye
ya.
bye.